Welcome back, friends, and if you are new here, welcome. This is episode 8 of our Battling Clutter series. In this episode, I'm finishing up the dining room and then beginning work on the Doom Room. The Doom Room will be a multi-week transformation and will include everything from cleaning out and sorting to painting and putting in a new desk system. For the dining room, I needed to get the paint on the walls, and I started with the usual cutting in around the trim and ceiling. I really like using a stiff angled brush and taking slow, steady draws against the trim, and I make a couple of passes. This is actually sped up 5 times, so you can imagine how slowly I actually move when I'm doing trim. This color is called West Highland White, and it is by Sherwin-Williams. I kept going back and forth between this color, a new gray, and Snowbound, but this is really what I love, but that's why I have multiple samples on the wall because I was having trouble deciding. My husband was on a work trip while I was doing this, so you're going to see his reaction in a few moments. Basically, I just needed to refresh the paint, hang curtains, and get some art on the walls. At the time of this voiceover, I am still awaiting the middle artwork piece, but the room looks super cool without it. My goal for this room was to make it a peaceful space where we could eat our meals, play board games, or just hang out and chat. I decided to go with a very neutral wall color so I could change out the colors with the seasons and not have to worry about clashing with a bolder color. Since I am decorating this in the spring, I decided to go with yellows and greens and earthy tones. I really love how this room turned out. My son swears it is now his favorite room in the house. All right, let's listen to some music while we get to the before and afters, and then, of course, my sweet husband's reaction.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for 2. Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Ooh, ooh, ooh. get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count.
Oh, I like it. Josh, take this away from me so I don't spill it, please.
And do not drink it.
Go put it in the fridge.
Tempting.
Go put it in the fridge.
Oh,
Wanna drink it so badly.
very nice. We got artwork.
Yeah, there's going to be another piece of art that goes in the middle there where that green is, but
Green,
I just
okay.
don't have it yet. It hasn't arrived.
Very nice. Pickle, you were not this excited the last time I came home. Okay.
Do you like it?
I do. So we're gonna do the shear. The shears are gonna be the.
Yeah.
What we're going with. Okay.
And I made this a while ago.
Oh, I like it.
It's for you.
Well, thank you. I'll go put it on my computer.
All right, now it is time to start tackling the doom room. This room is bad, and I mean like bad. I am going to be honest. Anything that I could not immediately identify a place for when I was cleaning up the rest of the house was put in this room for a later decision. Unfortunately, the time has come to make those hard decisions, and I'm currently rethinking my life's choices to push this to the end. Originally, this was our guest room, but our work situation has changed to the point that we needed to separate offices, as my husband now works from home far more than he is in his actual office. This bed is lovely, but a pain to take apart. I actually did not realize everything that was under the bed until I got the mattress and box springs out, of course. Okay, let's talk about the next few steps of this process. So I got the mattress and box springs out. Yay! I got the bed frame broken down. Now it's still in the room. I have to have help moving it because it's just too heavy to move, and really it's going to be in here until we get the garage cleaned out because it's ultimately going to go into the garage for now. I am going to be moving everything that is on this side of the room to this side of the room. Here's why. We have a tech issue in our house, and in order to resolve the technology issue that's in our house, this wall has to be cleaned off. Can't do it without moving it over here, and I don't have time to sort through everything today to get it all cleaned up and make it pretty. This room is going to be a several day, probably at least 2 video, maybe 3 video long process. So this room is by far the worst. Like, for all of the comments who have called me a hoarder, and you know who you are, this room will give you justification for that. Now, I'm not a hoarder. This room has just, everything that we haven't needed in the house has just come into this room. It hasn't been that we've bought a ton of stuff and put in this room. It's that as we've been decluttering the rest of the house, anything that didn't have a direct home, I used it as a delayed decision room, I'm going to be honest. But now, of course, now I have to make all the final heavy decisions. This is also primarily where we keep all of our homeschooling supplies. I have them on this shelf over here. For now, I'm going to leave them on this shelf, but once I get the floor clear, everything gone through, I'll be able to see exactly what I'm keeping, what I'm not keeping, what I'm donating, what I'm recycling, so on and so forth. So I'll have a better idea of what I'm going to need in terms of storage. But for right now, my goal is to get everything moved from this side of the room over to this side of the room. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are the type of person that does not like to see somebody handling something multiple times, you should probably either skip this video, no hard feelings, I completely understand, or you can, just see what happens, let it play out. But normally I try not to handle things a bunch of times, maybe 2 or 3 times, but in this room, it's going to be a lot of back and forth. The reason being, one, like I said, I have to get this side cleaned off, but 2, we have worked so incredibly hard on the rest of the house. I really don't want to bring stuff out of this room, even to just store it temporarily in the hallway. I want to keep all of the spaces that we've already worked really hard on clean and tidy. So things are just going to get moved around this room, but you'll see the piles getting smaller and smaller. You'll see everything going into black trash bags. Not everything that is going into a black trash bag is trash. Here's how I'm going to differentiate that. If it has a green piece of painter's tape on it, that is donate. If it has an orange piece of tape on it, that is trash. So you'll know what's going to be thrown away and what's going to be donated. None of this is going to be sold. I don't have the bandwidth to deal with Facebook Marketplace right now. This room is so overwhelming and I have to get it under control, and we have to move our homeschooling room fully into here. So yeah, time is of the essence to get this room done. I've given myself about 3 weeks to complete this project, and I mean complete it from start to finish, cleaning it out, getting it painted, getting the new shelving put up, getting the new desk installed. 3 weeks, which means it's probably going to be several videos long. It's definitely going to take a bunch of days. Let's get started. Now, getting this room in shape is now a top priority. So while I would love to have taken my time going through things, now I'm having to make snap decisions, which may actually turn out to be a blessing in disguise. By the time I'm done, both my kiddo and I will have our workspace in here, so we will be building a family-style T-shaped desk to accommodate work, school, and play. This big, heavy furniture will be removed and replaced with floating shelves above the workspace and under desk storage. Kiddo really needs a calming space, and he loves hanging out under desks and tables, so I'm designing his area with that in mind.
Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond hope. Dreamy, breezy, we go.
In a moment, you'll notice my camera suddenly dies, and I didn't notice. So I'm going to show you some of the ideas from Pinterest from which I drew inspiration. As you can see, I'm definitely going for the calmer, neutral tones. It is so nice to be back this week, and I want to thank everyone for your patience. In my next video, I'll share more about what has been going on, but at this point, I'm just not quite ready to share. I want you all to have a blessed rest of your week, and we shall visit soon. Bye.